You know, there are chemicals and solvents out there you can use to separate seized parts, maybe a bolt or something like that. But of course, those chemicals can be messy, they can stink, and they can be very caustic. And another solution, you can use open flame to maybe heat something up and loosen it. But if you've seen anybody do that, you've no doubt seen them catch something on fire. So that's not always the greatest idea, especially when you're working around fuel lines and that sort of thing. Well, Induction Innovations has a solution. Now, their tools use induction, that is to say, they're using a magnetic field to create heat. And Induction Innovations is the original heat induction tool. They started over 2 decades ago, and they hold the patent for this technology. What makes Induction Innovations tools more efficient and safer? Well, they only heat ferrous metals, and they only heat what's within the coil. Everything around it stays cool to the touch. You can use induction to remove emblems, moldings, decals, and residues from adhesives. No solvents needed. The Mini-Ductor is one of their most popular tools. It runs on 12 volts, so perfect for roadside work. It comes with 3 coils. One of them is pre-formed. The other 2 are 23 and 41 inches long, respectively. You can use those to form your own coils to suit any needs you might have. For example, if you're removing an O2 sensor, first, of course, always be sure to wear gloves. Then you wrap the coil around, you plug in the leads, and you turn it on. If the coil's locked in, the lights will turn green. If not, the lights will stay red, so you know you have a good connection there. You want the coils to be as close as you can to the item you want to heat, but you don't want to touch it. If it does touch, it's not dangerous, but it can burn the insulation off the coil, and it is recommended you replace the coil after that. Remember, if you take good care of the coil, it'll be good for a long, long time, between 100 and 200 uses. You can use a tool from Induction Innovations over and over, but it's recommended that you run it for 2 minutes, then let it cool for 2 minutes, and that's another way to make sure that tool is going to last. Now, Induction Innovations handheld units are 1,000 watts, except for the Venom HP, it's 1,800 watts. And they also have a 2K inductor line. Those are all 2,000 watts, and those are great for removing windshields and spraying bed liners and that sort of thing. Just think how great it would be to have one of these maybe in an automotive salvage yard or when you're doing a restoration project. And also, a lot of folks in PDR, or paintless dent repair, are using tools from Induction Innovations. Now, it doesn't replace all the tools they normally use, but they can use it as another tool in their arsenal. Just hold the tool at the crown of the dent and it'll pop right out. Of course, it takes practice, and you should start on a junk car before you do it for the first time, and certainly before you work on any customer's vehicle. And I mentioned you can get 100 to 200 uses out of a coil. That's not too shabby, but new coils only cost about 20 bucks, so that works out to be less expensive than fuel for a torch. Tools from Induction Innovations work faster than the old-fashioned way. They're safer for you, and they're easier on tools. They won't break any screwdrivers or breaker bars trying to get parts loose. You can use tools from Induction Innovations near brake lines, fuel lines, near electrical systems, and even plastic parts. They're great for tight spaces, especially in conjunction with the long coil kit. You can bend the coils any way you want to and get into those hard-to-reach spaces, and you can't do that with an open flame. You'll find all kinds of uses for tools from Induction Innovations. You can find them at theinductor.com.